for only $12.99. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Stop by any Food City store to donate to the Share Your Christmas food drive.
Okay, so you might think, oh, that poor woman out there freezing with Julie outside on this cold, cold day. This is Wanda Woodward. She is with Alpacas of Greater Tennessee.
Yes.
And I said to you, Wanda, don't you want to wait in your car? And you said to me,
I'm dressed for the weather. This is alpaca.
that is beautiful. Can I feel it? I know
Yeah.
we don't want to get too close to each other, but that is a very, very warm coat, and yet it's so thin. It's not bulky.
That's the thing about alpaca fiber. It is the warmest fiber in the world, second only to polar bears, so that should give you an idea of just how warm this fabric is.
So where you are, Alpacas of Greater Tennessee, you're in Georgetown. You said that really all that happens is these darling alpacas get a haircut once a year. That's
right,
it.
every spring.
So how many do you have?
There's about half a dozen in our herd right now.
And those half a dozen provide enough hair for you to make what?
We send this stuff down to Peru. They also have alpacas. That's where they come from. They hail from.
Okay.
So we have our own brand. It's called Alpaca Life, and most of that stuff is coming out of down there. The reason they got into this in the beginning, the Buckners had a big farm, and
That's
Paul,
the owners.
Yeah, the mom Paula and the son Bill, and they said we want to raise some kind of farm animals. We don't know what we want to raise, so they actually visited alpaca farms and fell in love with these wonderful animals. You can't help it. They're sweet as can be. They are in the camel family, but it's camels, llamas, little alpacas.
Okay.
And they're so sweet. And they're not mean like camels. They don't spit on you.
Which is a very good
So
thing
don't worry
to
about
know.
that.
So, okay, I was very intrigued because I knew you were coming, and I expected to see some things like the pillows and a hat. I was not prepared for the wearability of the alpaca, and I forgot that you would bring socks. What a great gift idea.
This actually, it's funny. The socks and the woman's long vests are our best sellers. But these socks, what's so great about alpaca is, first of all, it's a hypoallergenic. Second of all, it has no lanolin, zero. Now, lamb's wool, you remember when you wear it, it prickles and it can
Yeah.
itch you. See, the whole thing, the reason alpaca is so soft is because the nature, I don't want to go into the science of it, but the nature of the fiber, the follicles themselves, they just don't have barbs on them. Their barbs are so small. And wool, lamb, it's itchy. So that's why everyone's like, I can't believe how smooth and silky this is. And they are just, the store is loaded, and we've got sweaters galore, we've got scarves, we've got mittens, we've got the best slippers. Imagine putting your feet in something like that.
So now, when you say the store is open, do you mean the online store, or is there a physical store?
There's a physical store. We
So-
are out on Highway 58, literally 5 miles from when 58 turns into a two-lane.
Yeah.
You go 5 miles down on the left, you'll see the big red sign, and we're across from the fire station in Georgetown. Just drive on up.
And Wanda, I'm not going to get into too many particulars, but I was kind of eyeing your socks here. And if you've ever gotten a good pair of socks, you know that it's going to cost you a little bit of money.
Yes.
These are not overpriced at all.
They actually, Alpaca Life Collection is actually less expensive than most online. When you go online and try to buy alpaca fiber material.
Right.
We sell the yarn too, by the way. Some people come and buy yarn from us because they make their own hats and things. So we've got that. But we also have, one thing I want to say about it is that the fiber pushes the moisture away from you. So if you're working in a very cold environment and you need your feet to be warm,
Right.
you don't want them to sweat.
Right.
So what it does is it absorbs that and doesn't make your feet cold. It's just such a healthy, natural fiber.
Okay, let's talk about this too, because y'all know how we live in a world now where you kind of go shopping for things and it's hard to find quality.
Yes.
I mean, it just is. It's hard to find quality that you can afford these days. So I'm in love with this throw because I guess you're going to tell me that it's very lightweight but keeps you very warm.
Completely warm. It's like this coat. You see how lightweight it is? But I am completely toasty in this coat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can't say that for my feet. I should have worn the alpaca slippers.
But again, for anybody on your list, but especially if you have an older person that you're buying for, because if something's too heavy,
Absolutely.
it's hard for them to lift it sometimes.
Yes.
This is very lightweight.
And we have so many designs and colors. You won't believe how wonderful the store is. Now, Go ahead.
No, I was just, people I'm sure are looking at you thinking, gosh, I wish I could justify wearing a hat like she has on. You've got multiple ones. They're coming back in vogue too.
Oh yeah, yeah, and we have the funny ones that have the sides that come down with the little strings. They're really cute, and we have reversibles that are. I mean, these are a little more expensive because there's so much fur involved, or hair rather, I should say. They're not. It's not fur.
I'm glad you said fur because I was actually going to go there. That often people want the beauty, let's face it, of a fur coat, but they don't want to have a fur coat. This is the best you can hope for.
They just get haircuts. Nobody gets hurt, and they love it. And I'll tell you something about alpacas. Come out to the farm. We are open Monday through Friday from 10 a to 5 p. We do suggest you call because it's a working farm. And they might be out in the field, they might be running to the feed store, you never know what might be happening, but they are open 7 days a week.
Wow.
And bring the kids, because you can go to the back in the barn, you can feed the alpacas, and it's free.
While you're waiting for Santa Claus to come.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And look at the toys you have.
Oh, we have so many toys. These are big sellers, these little sweet things here. We have them in all colors. Some of the things we have is the natural color. This is the natural color, no dyes involved. But you can dye the fur, or the fiber. Don't say fur, it's not a fur.
Okay.
Bill will kill me, so I have to make sure to correct that. So we've got lots of choices, and we've got alpaca pins, we've got alpaca magnets. It's all about alpaca.
And before I let you run, if you buy something like the vests that you mentioned that are so popular, can you wash them, or is there a certain care you have to take?
No, you can wash them. The alpaca fiber is very, very durable. In fact, mentioning that, I'll talk about these dryer balls. I sold a lady, I think she bought 30 from me last weekend. They are all natural. They're all made with 100% alpaca. Now, they don't eliminate all static, but they do eliminate static. And what happens is you put 4 in the dryer, and it just absorbs the moisture faster, so your drying time is decreased, and you save money on your electric bill.
Well, what are you doing next week? Will you come back? You are fantastic. Wanda Woodward with Alpacas of Greater Tennessee. You heard her say it right, that you can go up and visit. If your kids are getting antsy between now and Christmas Day, it's a way for you to kill some time. Let them pick out a toy. You pick out a warm pair of
socks. And
I'll
give them a finger puppet.
And you can have a finger puppet.
For free.
And learn a lot as you go. Who knew? Wanda, thank you so very much.
Oh, and Merry Christmas to you and everyone here at Channel 3. Thank you.